Just a friendly shout-out between bandmates? Or was it something more? Just days before publicly splitting with Nicole Kidman after 19 years of marriage, country star Keith Urban made a shocking change to his song The Fighter, a track inspired by his early days with Nicole. In this performance, the song appeared to be about another woman. During a live performance in Minnesota, just 4 days before the separation news broke, Keith swapped the lyric, "When they're trying to get to you, baby, I'll be the fighter," to "When they're trying to get to you, Maggie, I'll be your guitar player." Maggie is Maggie Baugh, a 25-year-old multi-instrumentalist on Keith's current tour. She plays guitar, fiddle, and sings backup. Maggie posted the clip on Instagram writing, "Did Keith Urban just say that?" Now some fans are convinced she's the other woman. There's no proof of that, as of the making of this video, but it's a bad look for Keith, given what he said about the song. He once told Billboard it was written as an ode to Nicole, based on a conversation they had. He explained, "The song is about wanting to heal somebody, wanting to take care of somebody, wanting to protect somebody. It's really like a vow in so many ways."
It needed to be a song of reassurance in a relationship.
The former power couple, now officially divorcing, even recorded their own carpool karaoke-style clip of the two of them singing the song together. Clearly it was meant to be their song. Keith also told Billboard the chorus is about his job as a husband. So you can see why fans are up in arms about him so casually changing the lyrics to reference another woman, and one more than 2 decades younger than his soon-to-be ex-wife. Comments on the post include, "Wow, that song was made for Nicole. For him to do that tells us what he's really all about." And "It is so trashy to do this to a song inspired by his wife. It's the ultimate ick." Making matters worse, the Daily Mail quoted a well-placed Nashville music business PR source who revealed, "The rumor is that he's with a younger woman in the business. It's all everyone is talking about. Everyone wants to know who, but so far that's a mystery." And TMZ reports that multiple sources connected to Nicole and her inner circle agree that there's another woman involved. They told the outlet, "All the signs point to the fact Keith is with another woman. Let's just say Nicole doesn't dispute that, but she's still shocked over it. It's all over Nashville." So who is Maggie Baugh? She's a classically trained violinist who played Carnegie Hall at just 11 years old. More recently, she racked up millions of views with her TikTok series, Finish the Lick. She released her debut album, Dear Me, in 2023, which drew Keith's attention and led him to invite her on his latest tour. Nicole filed for divorce 2 days after Maggie shared the clip. A source told Page 6 that Nicole wanted to save the marriage. Another told People that she was devastated and felt betrayed by Keith. Insiders reportedly knew that a split was inevitable and that the couple had already privately separated in early summer. It's a heartbreaking blow for Nicole, who's gushed over the years about her plans to be with Keith until the end. She told Access Hollywood in 2009, "I want to be in love for the rest of my life. I want to be an old woman still married to Keith and looking back going, what a lovely, lovely journey together." This is just the latest in a series of tragic turns in Nicole's life.
At 17 years old, Nicole Kidman's star was already on the rise, but her life took a dramatic turn when her mother Janelle was diagnosed with breast cancer, leaving Kidman in a position to help her mother through the scary ordeal. Kidman told USA Today in 2004, "I was with her through her battle with it when I was 17 years old. I think that imprinted on me for the rest of my life. Seeing her go through that pain and also seeing her strength and her grace gave me my commitment to this cause for the rest of my life." Kidman has dedicated her time to advocating and donating money to advance breast cancer awareness and research, including teaming up with Stanford University's Women Cancer Program in 2009 to raise funds for future projects. In July 2019, tabloids reported that Kidman allegedly rushed to Australia to escort her ailing mother to the hospital following a medical emergency. Luckily, Janelle appeared to be on the mend in an Instagram post that Kidman shared in March 2020, showing her sitting with her mother in a smiling photo. "Happy birthday to my darling mama. I love you so much. This photo is so us." After starring alongside Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder, Nicole Kidman wed the action star on Christmas Eve in 1990 when she was just 22 years old. She told Red in 2017, "I was so young when I got married. I look back now and I'm like, what? I had 2 kids by the time I was 27 and I'd been married for 4 years, but that's what I wanted."
Tom really supported me and I'm so grateful to him for that.
Unfortunately, Kidman experienced tragedy early on in her journey to motherhood when she suffered an ectopic pregnancy when she was 23 years old. To make matters worse, Kidman's ectopic pregnancy was misreported by the press as a miscarriage, which Kidman described as a painful experience in a 2007 interview with Marie Claire. She explained, "It was wrongly reported, so it's huge news, and it didn't happen. I had a miscarriage at the end of my marriage, but I had an ectopic pregnancy at the beginning of my marriage. It was incredibly traumatic for me. Sometimes you share your grief." Thankfully, Kidman and Cruise wouldn't have to wait long to become parents. The stars adopted their daughter Isabella, who was born in 1992, and their son Connor, who was born in 1995. Nicole Kidman experienced another loss in 2001 when she experienced a miscarriage during her marriage to Tom Cruise. She told Tatler in 2018, "The loss of a miscarriage is not talked about enough. That's massive grief to certain women. There's an enormous amount of pain and an enormous amount of joy on the other side of it." Kidman finally experienced that joy for herself in 2008 when she gave birth to daughter Sunday Rose, her first child with her second husband, Keith Urban. The couple later welcomed daughter Faith in 2010 with the help of a surrogate.
We were in a place of desperately wanting another child.
Kidman told Tatler that as a mum who took the routes of adoption and surrogacy to expand her family, she believes that society places undue value on biological motherhood. She explained, "Whether you're an adoptive mother, whether you're a foster mother, whether you're a biological mother, it's the emotion of attaching to a child and helping to guide them and rear them that is important." The same year that Nicole Kidman suffered a miscarriage, Tom Cruise filed for divorce, dissolving their marriage just as Kidman's career was booming. Cruise and Kidman announced they were seeking a divorce in February 2001, with their spokesperson telling People, citing the difficulties inherent in divergent careers which constantly kept them apart, they concluded that an amicable separation seemed best for both of them at this time. The marriage was over by August 2001, and Kidman was left to grapple with the emotional toll of the divorce. In 2018, she told Tatler that the split weighed heavily on her the night she won the Academy Award for Best Actress in 2003 for her role in The Hours. Per Tatler, surrounded by the trappings of success, wearing a designer gown, clutching that gold statuette that should have symbolized so much, Kidman felt more alone than ever. She asked herself, "Okay, what am I actually doing? Where do I go from here? What do I do? I'm divorced. I'm on my own. What's next?" Kidman found lasting love several years after her relationship with Cruise ended when she tied the knot with country singer Keith Urban in June 2006. But in a 2005 interview with Ladies' Home Journal, Kidman was still mourning the loss of her first marriage. She said of the breakup, "That was a major shock. He was huge, still is. To me, he was just Tom, but to everybody else, he is huge, but he was lovely to me, and I loved him. I still love him." In the years since her divorce from Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman has largely stayed hush-hush about more intimate details of their relationship and the reasons behind the split. In 2018, Kidman finally opened up a bit, alluding to the possibly skewed power dynamic she had with Cruise and the reasons she entered the relationship beyond just romance. As she told New York Magazine's The Cut, "Being married to Tom Cruise at 22 is something I'm always reluctant to talk about because I'm married now to the man who is my great love, Keith Urban, and it almost feels disrespectful." But she went on to talk about the pros and cons she experienced of getting married at a young age to a Hollywood superstar. Kidman continued, "I got married very young, but it definitely wasn't power for me, it was protection. I married for love, but being married to an extremely powerful man kept me from being harassed. I would work, but I was still very much cocooned. So when I came out of it at 32, 33, it's almost like I had to grow up." Nicole Kidman hasn't shared much about her relationship with the two children she adopted with her ex-husband Tom Cruise, son Connor Cruise and daughter Isabella Cruise. Fans took notice when, in her acceptance speeches at the 2017 Emmys and the 2018 Golden Globes, she thanked Sunday and Faith, the two daughters she welcomed with her second husband Keith Urban, but failed to mention Connor and Isabella. Tabloids have claimed that Nicole allegedly stays in regular contact with Connor and Isabella. However, Nicole, who left the Church of Scientology when she divorced Tom, revealed in 2018 that Connor and Isabella stayed in the church and didn't clarify whether she still has a relationship with her two adopted children. She told Who, "I'm very private about all that. I have to protect all those relationships. I know 150% that I would give up my life for my children because it's what my purpose is." Speaking about Connor and Isabella's religious choices, Nicole said, "They are adults. They are able to make their own decisions. They have made choices to be Scientologists, and as a mother, it's my job to love them. And I am an example of that tolerance, and that's what I believe, that no matter what your child does, the child has love, and the child has to know there is available love, and I'm open here." Nicole Kidman's father, Anthony Kidman, died suddenly in 2014 at age 75 after suffering a fall. In 2019, Nicole recalled her painful grieving process, remembering how her daughter Faith tried to comfort her. The actress explained to Tatler, "My 3-year-old said, 'But you're not going to be sad like this tomorrow, are you?' That's when you realise you have to be okay, because they need to know that they're safe, that their mother isn't going to fall apart. I was beyond shattered, but I had to rally." In 2017, Kidman opened up about how her mother dealt with grief following Anthony's death and told Red, "They were together for 50 years. It's awful to see. So sad. She's in Australia, which is why we all go back 4 times a year. In your 40s, you are grappling with all those things, trying to be the mother and the daughter. It's a lot." When Nicole appeared in the play Photograph 51 on London's West End in 2015, her performance as a biochemist was inspired by her late father, and she was often brought to tears during her curtain calls by her memories of him. As she explained to Red, "Every performance was for him. Literally every time I was about to go on, I would speak to him. I had this photo of him when he was young in a lab coat with his curly hair. So from playing in the lab as a girl to going on stage wearing a lab coat playing a biochemist, it was unbelievable for me." Nicole Kidman won multiple trophies for her role on the HBO drama Big Little Lies, including awards for Best Lead Actress at the 2017 Emmys and the 2018 Golden Globes. But playing the troubled role of Celeste, a survivor of domestic abuse who endured multiple on-screen beatings, was far from easy for the star. Kidman described her husband Keith Urban's somewhat odd reaction when he saw the bruises caused by her intense scenes depicting domestic violence. Speaking to Vogue in 2017, Kidman said, "I would go home at night sometimes and be in a lot of pain because I was being thrown around physically. I was really bruised. At one point, Keith was like, 'I'm going to take a photo of your back because it's covered in deep, massive bruises.' He was devastated seeing it, but then he would say, 'But I have an artist wife.'" Kidman later revealed that playing Celeste actually caused her a lot of distress, and she declined to answer whether she ever experienced a relationship similar to the one depicted on screen. She told Tatler in 2018, "I would come home and cry after doing Big Little Lies. I would cry alone. I would sit and I would have a bath and cry and feel very distressed and not know exactly what to do about it."
I'm carrying the weight of this person in me.
Nicole Kidman has opened up about her mental health on numerous occasions, sharing the times in her life she's experienced depression. Kidman revealed that her divorce from Tom Cruise left her in a dark state and told Who in 2012, "I married Tom really fast and really young, but I don't regret that because it got me Bella and Connor, and I did have a fantastic marriage for a long period. Then, when it didn't work out, I had to really dig deep and find my way through depression, but I have no regrets about all of it. It was all a part of growing up." Kidman has also struggled with difficult feelings as a result of her film projects. In addition to the difficulties of playing abuse survivor Celeste in Big Little Lies, Kidman also recalled that her role in 2018's Destroyer, in which she played a troubled detective, left her in a precarious mental state. She told Variety of the role in 2018, "I was very deeply depressed. It was the point where my husband was like, 'When the hell is this going to end?'" Kidman, who wore prosthetics on her face to alter her appearance for her Destroyer role, also remembered that husband Keith Urban was disturbed when he first saw a version of the film. He was weirded out. "Wouldn't you be if you were married to one person and they show up looking like that?"